On episode 160 of He Said, She Said movie reviews, we take a look at the on-demand movie, The Last Full Measure. Welcome to He Said, She Said movie reviews. This is the podcast where a happily married couple with similar but different movie taste take a quick, spoiler-free look at the movies, helping you make the right decision before your next movie. I'm your host, Tim.
And I'm April.
So we just watched the on-demand movie, The Last Full Measure. I give this movie 4 stars. How about you, April?
I'm also giving it 4 stars. It was just an amazing movie.
This is based off a true story. 34 years after his death, Airman William H. Pittensburg, Jr., a.k.a. known as Pitts, is awarded the nation's highest military honor, the Medal of Honor, for his actions on the battlefield in Vietnam.
The director was Todd Robinson. He's known for Lonely Hearts and Phantom. He was also the writer. And I believe he also wrote on White Squall as well.
Uh-huh. This had a phenomenal cast. Sebastian Stan, everybody knows him from the Marvel Universe. He's the Winter Soldier. Lisa Gay Hamilton, Bradley Whitford, William Hurt, Christopher Plummer, Diane Ladd, Samuel L. Jackson, Jordan Preston Carter, Amy Madigan, Peter Fonda, and Ed Harris.
The runtime was 116 minutes. It was rated R for war, violence, and language.
Well, this was a really, really powerful movie. This is one of those movies that I freely admit, it had me tearing up at the end, you know, the whole thing. I'm not very much of a pro-war person, but this really makes you look at the people who make the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah, I agree with where it makes you go in your heart and your head. I was very moved by this movie. Not only did I have actors that I've watched my whole life and got to see again, which was a treat, so many of them in the same movie, but they all individually did such a good job.
By the way, wasn't this Peter Fonda's last movie?
I think it might have been, yes. And it was emotional. I know the theme is the ultimate sacrifice should be noticed, but it's also about never giving up. This is about a group of people that hung on to something for 34 years.
Yeah, and kept trying to make it happen.
Exactly. So. And it just the love of someone that saved their lives, but also the love of doing the right thing. That's what I loved. I loved watching a huge young career man who was ruthless change during a process. And that I get, because really and truly, you got to A, know who you are all the time, right? And B, what better in life than to do for other people? That's how you get back. Thanks.
Yeah, you're right, though. This really did have a really good story arc for the protagonist, Stan Hoffman, or Scott Hoffman was the name of the character, who was a civilian worker at the Department of Defense. Right. So in having to go through and research and do all these things for this Medal of Honor.
Yeah, it was just watching his growth throughout, watching the father and the mother of this amazing hero that died for other people. This movie will change you. I know I didn't sleep as well last night. Just thinking about it, I woke up thinking about it. I've been thinking about it this afternoon. But see, to me, that's what a really good movie does, is that it makes you really think. Oh, yeah. You know?
The acting was phenomenal in this.
Phenomenal. Every single person in it was cast to the T and did such a good job. Look at Amy. I haven't seen her in years. Ed Harris.
Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson.
William Hurt.
Yeah. It's Christopher Plummer. I mean, it was a phenomenal cast. The score really added to the atmosphere of the movie. Right. I thought it was very well directed. How about you?
Oh, especially the war scenes, too. You know how many war movies we've seen.
Oh, yeah.
This was spectacular. The cinematography was beautiful. I mean, all that in Vietnam.
Yeah, I looked it was actually, they used Thailand for all the jungle scenes.
I had heard that.
But it was really good. You really felt like you're in Vietnam. It was beautifully shot, even the war scenes. I thought the production design was really good on this. They did a really good job of both in the U.S. and, by the way, it was filmed here in Atlanta, most of the U.S.
I didn't
scenes.
know that.
Yeah.
But I know I talked with someone else. The special effects, the battle scenes were so believable.
Yeah, absolutely. Editing, no problems there. It was good. And
the pace moved along so well.
Yeah. You think that, from the poster of everything, you think that this is a Vietnam War movie. It's not. I mean, there's some scenes in Vietnam, but most of the movie is the whole journey of getting this airman recognized for his valor and what he did for his fellow countrymen.
Right. And the dialogue was fantastic. Every single character, if you think about what Nora Ephron said about Sleepless in Seattle, because she came on as the fourth director, she said that what she does in every movie is she gives every single character a moment. And I've never forgotten that. And this is exactly what they did in this movie.
You're right. You're right. Each one of these characters, each one of these grown men who had been in Vietnam and now were 35 years later, older gentlemen who still had their problems. Yes. Each one was, you're right, they were each given a moment, each character. So.
And I enjoyed that so much. And I think that when everything moves along like that, it was great. But they really did cover politics. And politics are in every business. They're in every school. They're in every organization. And I love that this young man made a choice. And it is because of him that this got taken care of.
I wonder how much of his story was the actual how it happened and how much of it was Hollywoodized for the movie. But it made a really good movie that you wanted to sit down and watch till the end.
Well, definitely. And I think that, no matter who you are, you got to know where you start and where you stop. You got to know what you stand for. And again, our young people, the earlier we can teach them that, the more when they run into things, they can use their voice. Because again, silence is agreement.
Right.
And that's what he would have done if he had let it go and been silenced like he was told to be.
Uh-huh. So, no, I agree with you there. Yeah,
this was so good, Tim, and I enjoyed watching it with Tim. He made a homemade meal, which he does so much. That's one of our big enjoyments in life. He's an amazing gourmet cook. I only bake, and I'm trying to do it less because we're trying to do paleo. But coming off the COVID-19, they call it the 19-pound gain. So we've been having fun.
Yeah, I definitely put on the COVID-19. So,
but we want to thank everyone for all your support. And this movie is a very good, very serious movie. But it'll make you think a lot of things about your heroes with Memorial Day just passing and just all of our service men and women that have given up so much for us. I appreciate it.
And remember, this is not a war movie. This is a war movie. This is a movie about human accomplishment and what humans can do when they work together.
Yeah, but it certainly made me reflect on our servicemen and women, and I just want to say thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
So we appreciate y'all so much. Please order this movie and see it and tell people about it.
Thanks a lot, and we really appreciate it, and we really appreciate you, and please tell a friend about the podcast. Thanks a lot. See you on the couch.
Thank you for all your support, and till we see you at the movies, everybody again, we'll see you on the couch.